This time na long time, this na day before time. Long time gatam lang lang loji, now you gatam bongolo. Long time gatam lang lang loji, now you gatam bongolo. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. Long time gatam doti dam, now you gatam concrete road. Long time gatam doti dam, now you gatam concrete road. Long time gatam doti dam, now you gatam concrete road. Long time gatam doti dam, now you gatam concrete road. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. Long time gatam juk juk lam, now you gatam electric light. Long time gatam juk juk lam, now you gatam electric light. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. Long time gatam brad brad bottom, now you gatam tight tight straight. Long time gatam brad brad bottom, now you gatam tight tight straight. Long time gatam brad brad bottom, now you gatam tight tight straight. Long time gatam brad brad bottom, now you gatam tight tight straight. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. Long time gatam brad brad churiya, now you gatam bamboo jai. Long time gatam brad brad churiya, now you gatam bamboo jai. Long time gatam brad brad churiya, now you gatam bamboo jai. Long time gatam brad brad churiya, now you gatam bamboo jai. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. Long time pulam bukit wata, now you gatam overhead. Long time pulam bukit wata, now you gatam overhead. Long time pulam bukit wata, now you gatam overhead. Long time pulam bukit wata, now you gatam overhead. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. Long time gatam ulul man, now you gatam yong yong dai. Long time gatam ulul man, now you gatam yong yong dai. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time, this time na long time, this na day before time. This time na long time.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to the Dinesh Jaiprashad Show, 107.1 FM, Bench Cup Radio, and live. Special good evening to you, and I must say that it's a pleasure and a privilege to be once again with you, wherever you are. If you are listening via Radio Underground, good night, welcome, share the link. If you're on Facebook, wherever you are, share the link and stay tuned. For the next hour, we will be giving you a lot of information so that you will be able to appreciate how far we have come as a nation, and you will hold the individuals responsible, hold them accountable for the usage and the spending of our God-given resources, the oil revenue that is expected to be for the poor people of this country. I must say happy Republican status, happy Republic, as we would say happy March. It has been 52 years now. Tomorrow will be 52 years since we, as an independent nation, gained Republic status. Thanks to the leaders of that time, and I must say special thanks to Comrade LFS Burnham for carrying through the fight so that we can be able to stand the ground after being independent, or after gaining independence in 1966. He was the one who fought along with Guyanese so that we, on the 23rd of February 1970, could have gained Republican status, which means we have our executive president, we have our own head of state who manage our affairs and ensure that we are self-governed. So wherever that big guy is resting, thanks to you, sir, for carrying through the fight so that we can be able to enjoy what we enjoy today. Many people are condemning and criticizing many works that were done by Comrade LFS Burnham from the time he gained that status of executive president in 1970 to his death in 1985. The infrastructural work, the buildings, the roads, and more so, systems were put in place so that we all can be able to enjoy what we enjoy now. Many have come after him, have utilized the laws that he established, enjoy the fat taxes and the money of the poor people. But we are still waiting to see who will do as much as he has done. Right? There are a lot of criticism, but with good work comes criticism. And we are bold enough to say, yes, we have made some mistakes, but check the records. We have done more than what any other did. So thank you very much, Comrade LFS Bornham, for doing your part. Guyana will always be indebted to you. We who enjoy freedom in this country, Republican status, must say special thanks to you. Tonight will be a special night for all of us since we are on the Republican celebration. 52 years, it's a long time. But how happy are we as Guyanese today? How are we able to survive? Are we able to have all the things that we want as a nation? Do we have all the things that we need as a nation? Are our people still suffering in poverty? Do we have high rate of unemployment? Do we have school dropout? Do we have teenage pregnancy? Do we have suicide? And brothers and sisters, viewers and listeners, we have a far way to go. But there are many leaders in this country right now who are not thinking about the poor people of this nation. Many leaders are not thinking about the common man, but they are putting systems in place so that their fat cats, the fat boys, can get richer and richer. So tonight with me is no stranger to Barbies. He is Mr. Derek Basdeo, regional councillor. We had him last week and we were, hitting the ball nice last week, basically with some facts as to what really happening in Barbies. Tonight will be no different. And welcome, sir. Good night.
Hi, good night, MP Dinesh. And it's a pleasure to be back here again. And to all you viewers out there, all you listeners, today I want to wish everyone on the eve of our 52nd Republic of Guyana, I want to say you guys and all of us have to celebrate tomorrow on this 52nd birthday.
Yeah, apparently he's having some difficulty there with the connection. I hope it's not blackout. So I'm saying that what Mr. Basde was saying, that it's a time for us to celebrate. We need to. We have come a far way. But here what happened. How can we celebrate when our people, our brothers and sisters in this country, oil wealth, oil revenue, oil resources, Guyana, Cooperative Republic of Guyana, people are still unemployed. People are still struggling to put food on the table. People can't send their children to school because of high financial difficulties and debt. How independent are we? How republic are we? These are strong questions that we need to ask ourselves. We need to take a step backward and think how far we have come. It is not an easy task when we go into the communities. When you drive along the highways, you see the two sides, beautiful houses. Beautiful houses. You want to know if we are so rich when you drive the highway from Rosignol to Georgetown and Georgetown to Linden, the highway, and Palmyra, East Berbice Quarantine Highway. When you drive these highway, you want to know Guyana is really a rich place. But when you go two streets away from the highway, then you see the plight and the poverty and the punishment, the plight, the poverty, and the punishment that our brothers and sisters are facing. I am privileged to walk Region 6, and I am saying, brothers and sisters, there are a lot that we need to do. Many of our brothers and sisters are suffering, and we need to do our part. On this eve of Republican status, I don't want to make it so sad for us, but things really tight for us. Um, those who have, they are wealthy off. Those who are unemployed, are struggling to put food on the table. Those who have three, four, five children with no job, their children cannot go to school because things really, really tough. Those of you who are viewing from the diaspora and overseas, USA, Canada, if you have your relatives here, try send something for them. See some clothes and some stuff that you think that they will use, for especially for their children. A lot of people need what you can give to them. Those of us who are here in Guyana, who really value your work, find someone, help someone. People really need to get out of this um, syndrome, and we need to get back on track. So those of you who are sharing the link, thank you. Continue to do that. I must say that you have been doing well with us for the past programs. We have enjoyed your company. That is why our brothers and sisters everywhere are saying to us, you need to continue. You need to continue to do the work, and we will continue to do whatever we have to do so that we can bring the facts to you. So I have been privileged to walk the quarantine for the past few days. And let me tell you, there are some streets that we cannot walk. I went in some area today, and let me tell you, um, vehicle cannot travel those dams. I'm saying we can do better. We need to do better. Election time, those guys will come around and say, vote for me. And within 6 months, you're going to get 50,000 jobs. Within so much time, you're going to get free university. Within so much months, Kaisuku will be reopened. And 18 months now, we are 18 months now, and we are still waiting for the jobs, for the roads, for Kaisuku, for UG to be free, for transportation for our children. We are still waiting. How long more will it take? The people in Blackbush suffering tremendously. I was there a few days ago, and they are saying that it is impossible. Vehicles getting stuck middle of the road. This is a main access for our produce in and out, and it has been 18 months. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening. Our brothers and sisters need to speak out a bit more. Some of the brothers and sisters in Blackbush area, they have been making some posts, and we have been sharing and so. But we need to come out. We need to make this thing a bit more viral, so that those policymakers will look and observe the hardship the brothers and sisters are going through. Welcome again, Mr. Basdeo.
Yeah, yeah. Apologies,
Uh,
apologies for that. It was a technical
that's
thing
okay.
with my phone. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay.
Mhm. Like
So
I was saying, I don't know how much I
continue.
was heard out there, but happy eve of the Republic, and I think I mentioned that, and it was out in the air just now. But at the function today, the flag raising ceremony in New Amsterdam, it was very, appreciative with the speakers, and one of the speakers there was the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Zulfikar Mustafa. And he had made some promises again there. And as as an RDC councillor in Region 6, I'm going to hold him accountable for the promises that he make, because if promises of the promises for 23 years that they were in office, they continuously, breaking the promises. And I hope with what he said tonight, and I want to remind everybody out there, and I want to share something that I had a conversation just after that flag raising ceremony. And we were talking about oil and gas, and seeing that the agriculture minister was there, I was insisting with them with the conversation to say that agriculture, ground provision, fruits, vegetables have to run parallel with oil and gas. Most definitely. You never know. Advanced technology world, superhighway, we could encounter some changes with oil and gas, substitutes to the market, and things like with sunlight and everything that people are harnessing, everything now to create energy. And a lot of things can be utilized, because let's say, Mr. Dinesh, 25 years ago, if you and me had tell people that we're going to be walking around with a cell phone in our hands, talking to the world on WhatsApp, and even for free, they will say, man, Derek, Dinesh, you're mad. That can't happen. But look at it today. Everybody is enjoying that. So my brothers and sisters out there, and I want to touch on especially the youths. The youths is our leaders of tomorrow. We are here. Dinesh probably in his 40s. I am over my 60. And people, mom and dads, brothers and sisters out there, youths, it's a lot out there for you to enjoy in the future. Protect yourself, right? Protect yourself in such a way that if you have any bad habits, right, that's going to be detrimental to your health, give it up. You have a lot to gain from our Guyana. Our Guyana resources, the oil and gas is going to be, we cannot explain that's what's going to happen. Once we get a fair share from whichever government is in power, we have to have our fair share. All right. My brothers and sisters, there's a lot of activities going on. Recently, look at what's going on with our youths. In Hampshire, a tomb was broken into. A dead body was thrown out. Right? I don't want to be, a person here to scare anybody, but that's reality. It's something that happened. Monday gone, it was at the Albion Court right opposite me. Right? A female, $50,000 bail, and two other young men not incarcerated yet, but they are in the remand, right? We have to look out for our youths. We got to be our brothers and sisters keepers. Youths, if something is wrong, if you get a shortcoming, tell an elder, tell a priest, a pandit, an imam, go to some religious leader, go to an elder in your area, a teacher, a headmaster, a retired headmaster, like Mr. Dinesh is a teacher also. Go to your teacher, go to a former teacher who you have trust in. Tell them what's going on, male and female. We have to reach out there. We have to reach out. Don't stay home until the neighbor gonna say, oh, me no one day gonna kill your wife. Me no one day she'll commit or he gonna commit suicide. No, people, you see something, say something. It's very important. My folks out there, if you see me sweating, I just came back from the flag raising ceremony. I was rushing for this program. We do it at home now because of COVID guidelines. And Mr. Dinesh, I want to thank you so much for bringing me on the show so I could tell the Guyanese people, Region 6 especially, and the diaspora, right, of the current events that's what happening. All right? Mr. Dinesh, I went in a couple of neighborhoods. I know the torrential rainfall started again, right?
Yes.
Let me take an example. Chesney Scheme. And I got a good friend in there. He got a motorcycle. He minds birds and he got his dogs and things like that. But I could always see him morning early going out with his shovel and cutting open the drainage for the water to drain out from the street. Everybody to do something like that. Right? The song that played just now, long time get them Dotty Dam. Now we get them concrete road. It's not like that yet up to now. We don't have that kind of concrete road and then good roads up to now. So we still there in the long time thing. And look for much years.
But Mr. Badil, I want to interject here. What you are saying there is very important. But we have a managing body at the NDC level that these guys need to get out there and be proactive. People paying their rates and taxes. These guys got to come out there and do their job. It is good for people to care for their area and the surrounding. We promote that. But here what
Right.
happens. These NDCs must do their work. And we
True.
know that the flood that we had, a lot of negligence happened with the NDCs and caused a build-up in the drain, the outfalls, and all these areas were poorly managed. As such, we had that serious
Yeah.
situation. You made mention about that individual walking with a shovel. That's great. I have known individuals who have done that. Many villages leaving their home and going out, you know, tracking out all the water basically and the potholes, allow it allowing it to drain so that it can be dry. These are the things that cause all of us to be a community. If we look
True.
out for
True.
one another, as you rightly said, we can be able to move forward. Coming back to those individuals who raid the tomb, um, you know, the dead. It has come a time that the dead now can rest in peace.
Yes. Yes.
These guys.
Yes.
But I don't want to bash them too much because they're hustling. You understand? They're hustling. So I am the family need to forgive them and let the court do what they have to do and try to fix up the situation because these
That's what I'm saying.
individuals. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. The thing is, going back to that little incident there, it's something big to think about. You know, now that they're doing something that what other youths are doing with their shortcomings, that's causing this problem. We need a body in the communities, like community-based policemen, community-based activists, right? If they see something, say something. Look, this is not far from the Albion police station that thing happened. And these are things that can be corrected if neighbors started to speak out. They are waiting too long. Friends started to speak out.
A lot
These
of
guys
money
probably
afraid.
doing.
A lot
Yeah,
of money
yeah, yeah.
afraid. People are afraid because when these guys smoke up the weed, then them trip off, and you understand. So basically, a lot of people who are observing things are afraid to speak out because they know that they're coming back for them and so. But what you are saying there is very important. See something, say something. Um,
Yes, most definitely.
yeah, and to the youths, to the young people, I am saying here tonight in the 70s, when we became a Republican status, Mr. Bazdi was a young man. I was not anywhere wrong yet, right?
Yeah.
I came after. And to have him coming back now to give back to the community, we want that to happen in all the communities. You are in Albion. We could have had some people in Hampshire and Rosal and everybody in their 50s and 60s and 70s coming out back to say, here what happened. I spent 10, 20 years in the States, but I am back home now. I want to do something for the community. And that will change the entire stigma attached to, what we have. We need to go back to the old days whereby it takes a community to raise a child. Everybody
Uh,
looking out for
a
one
whole
another.
nation.
Yeah. Do you want to say in terms of your young days growing up in Albion, how was it back then?
It was very good. I can't complain. I came from a strict home. My father was a headmaster, retired headmaster. I went to the school where he taught at Bohemia at 19, and I spent my time there from prep to fourth standard. All right. My neighborhood school, I didn't go there until about for the last 3 weeks in the fourth standard because of my dad getting an abrupt transfer to Blackbush, Joanna. But Mr. Dinesh, it's a vast difference. And, comparison really even, discourages people, a lot. But you cannot compare our time then with now. Now in the schools, no wild cane, no belt, no nothing, no disciplinary thing. Now a kid will probably stand up with his fist closed and his hands up to challenge a teacher. You could not do that before. You get licks at school, you get licks at home when you come home too. If news reach home before you forget it. But those kind of thing, with the advanced technology and thing like that, we cannot have it. a lot of school laws and things like that. But things of that should be with the parents. You get a complaint coming from the teacher, the headmaster, headmistress. Discipline your child at home. Talk to them once a week. Don't let them get all this, the teenagers be on their cell phone. Tell them long time we used to have some Nancy stories. And we live by those stories. Grandma, grandpa just tell you all kind of things. But my brothers and sisters out there, going back to what Mr. Dinesh was saying, if you're brought up in a good home, a decent home, right? You're gonna be straight in the community. And if you see your neighbors again, I'm insisting on that, youths, right? Straighten yourself up. Guyana have a lot of riches. We are gonna be set for our lives in Guyana. Look, I spent 40 plus years overseas. I'm back here to give back into our Guyana. Our Guyana is beautiful. All right. I'm retired, but I'm here to contribute. I'm here to give up voluntarily. All right. I serve on the RDC, the Regional Democratic Council, and I'm intent not to serve Albion alone or Port Morant, Rosal or Rosal Kanji. I'm here across the board from Mara to Super Ruta, Oriala to Molson Creek. I'm here. I'm here. Right. Whenever I go back, I come back. Right. Because we got once a month RDC meeting. And I'm obligated to that. I'm going to tell the community this. I'm going to tell the nation, the whole of Guyana. I'm obligated. I swore there without fear or favor to serve. And if I see something, I say something. I have a great relationship with many of policemen, sergeant, inspectors, and everyone. There was a lot of them over there at the flag raising ceremony today. And they know that I'm a respectable person. And I go out in the neighborhood. I'm all over the place. And people, you all have to do the same. Go to your churches and your mandirs and things like that. Your mosque. Start to bring back these religious things. Because look, we don't have any kind of religious beliefs now as far as the youths are concerned. They do what they like, they feel what they feel to say what they like. And Mr. Dinesh, we got to stop this. We as big people got to correct these people. And that's why I've been holding on to that thing. You see something, say something.
Correct. And to the parents who are here, who are listening and viewing, please, we all need to say to someone something good that can be able to change their life. All of us will not be able to be successful in everything, but at least we can be good in something, right?
True.
All of our children will not be doctors and lawyers and teachers, but all of our children can have a decent job. In the United States and Canada, anybody do any work, survive. But here, we tend to put more prestige and status on certain jobs, and the really important jobs are left. So when we look at what is happening around the world, we need to be a bit careful as to the course of action we take. Parents, your child and children are the most valuable resources you have. If you drink every day, where will you have money to send the child to school? If you sport out the money, if the man drink out all the money and smoke out the money, what will happen to your family? If the lady buy credit for the phone only and buy nice frock every week, what will your children have? We got to think critically. We got to sit down and rationalize things. What will happen to my kids 10 years from now? And that is what we need to go. So we want to move focus a little bit. Mr. Basdeo, that what happened at Enmore. Enmore was a big story about packaging and whatever. And so boop in the media, Enmore now becomes a mechanic shop.
Right.
So we see that the PVP cannot manage Gaisuku properly. Skeleton Estate, big money. Guyanese we will pay debt for that for the next 20-30 years.
That's the white elephant still sits there.
That elephant there cannot do anything. Now we see what is happening at Enmore, and still many of our brothers and sisters there are listening and holding on to the propaganda. The PVP said to us that Gaisuku will be in operational full by 2026. 2025 will be election. So we see that it's another political promise. Those of us who are at the hierarchy of politics in this country will know that there is a lot of bluff coming from many political officials right now. A lot
Right,
of
right.
promises coming, you know. But I want to say to the brothers and sisters who are looking that Guy Suku will turn around and come back full. We have given Guy Suku 36 billion in 3 years. The PVP has
True.
given almost 12 billion in 18 months, and a whole chunk now again for Guy Suku. And hear what happens. It will not be operational until 2 3 years from now. Rosal Kanji will not start the grinding for this year or next year. Skellen, I don't know what will happen here. So please, if you think that you're gonna wait, stay back and relax and wait for the Gaisuku to open up next year or the other year, you're losing time. Use that time to educate yourself. Get a skill.
True.
Learn some mechanic or welding or farming so that if it opens, you will have a job. If not, you can do something and survive. What is your take on the Gaisuku situation, Mr. Basdev? Any
Well,
information?
yeah, well, I drove through up to Sunday evening, past Kanji Rosal, right? Punts up under the water, halfway under the water, raising up to the side of the dam. The water grass effect is there. There's a pond slip leading to the factory, to the bull joint area. There's a lot of derbis in the water, right? I don't see them cleaning up that. Clean up your home surroundings first and show people that there's some signs of opening up, some signs of getting into the field and things like that. But the surrounding is so bad. Potholes on the road and everything else, and the lorries parking and everything else. It's a shame.
Exactly.
And then again, talking about that, it come to my mind the blackouts. The blackouts. People are calling back for Mr. David Patterson. So where is that
Correct.
minister that
Correct.
we never
Correct.
used to get blackouts? But look at the blackouts effect now. It's too much. It's too much. And then, look, we got all this misbehaving, right? Of words, inappropriate words that was used. Today, my friend from the United States said, "Hey, Derek, you got some guys here from the present government in New York." So he said, Lil Joe is with them too. So I said, "Who is Lil Joe, man?" He said, "Man, the guy who used that word to really, really, put so much of like insult to our females, using a
Exactly.
word like that to one of our MPs, sitting MPs, right?" So he tell me that Lil Joe is there. So then I clarified it after I kind of visualized who he was talking about. So you're MP, you sit in MP, and for a word like that
I
to be used, it's very shameful.
I'm saying the way we speak tells a lot about our upbringing. So
Yes, yes.
that is for the public to digest. Um, a lot of things happening with public figures, and we sweep it under the carpet. But I must say that it's embarrassing that that came out through the microphone there, directed at another female, and it was very, very embarrassing to know person holding one of the highest office in this country can publicly say such a thing. And we are still waiting for people to call on him to do the honorable thing. But
The reason
that is
why
petty
this
matter for
figure
me.
was higher in you gotta get dildo. That's what you're looking for. You there were snacks that I. The reason why this figure was higher in you gotta get dildo. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, that is public knowledge. The entire world is seeing that, right?
Yeah.
And it is very embarrassing, humiliating to know that, seeing a public officer using those terminology. I mean, you will never hear something like that coming from me because I was brought up in a different environment, and I have respect. Some people say that respect is two ways, but it is not that way for me. As long as I am mobile and I can think and rationalize, I will have respect for anybody. You abuse me and cuss me and say whatever you want to, I will continue to have respect. I know it does not fit me to retaliate and say something, whatever. That's okay. That's your right to say whatever. But when we are directing slangs and hurtful words to other people, we know that it is very damaging to them. So we need to be very careful as to what we say. And this is the beginning. People operate like that when absolute power get to their head. They think that they are powerful. So to all of our brothers and sisters who are right thinking citizens, don't let power and money and greed get to your brains. Don't let that corrupt you. Try to be simple. Try to be respectful to our fellow brothers and sisters. And in doing so, we can be able to be in a good environment. Coming back to blackouts, we are in deep mess. I don't want to use any other words, but we are in deep mess. Imagine we are on programs, Zoom, people in classroom, university, and black, you gone there. I'm saying that we need to be in a situation whereby you will have a message a day or two before to say that here what happened, Region 6 will have a 2-hour blackout. These are the things that we need to look at. These are the things that the minister need to do. Put systems in place so that you inform the people that here what happened. 2 days from now, East Burbis will be in blackout for 2 hours. People need to put systems in place. Who have generator need to look at, and who go in solar, who whatever alternative you have, you need to get that, because we cannot afford to be in a classroom, a virtual classroom, or a meeting, or we having a session like this, and then you have blackout. We oil producing nation need to get it right. And you rightly said that we need to look at different avenue of doing things so that we can be able to Mr. Basdeo,
Yeah.
this becoming now to a little bit hard thing. Do you think we as a nation are enjoying the status of a Republicans, becoming a Republican nation? Are our people happy, or you think we need to?
No, the
What would you?
promise is we're now. We got 52nd year of Republic. And this is where we are today. Come on, about time changes made right in front of us. This is advanced superhighway, advanced technology, right? We could do better, right, than doing the same thing. Last week I spoke, Mr. Dinesh, about the roads, right? Substandard work on the roads, potholes, 59, which is a detrimental area. Tragedies happened there. And up to now, up to this week, nothing done with that road, dodging from potholes. Think about it. If we're going to be having all these potholes, right? This economy, the cost of living, what happened to our hire car drivers? Our hire car drivers have to pay for their shocks, their tires, and everything else because of these roads. Some of these guys don't want to pass 43 and things like that because after then is a bad road. Then you can't have
Correct.
this. Let the road be fixed properly.
Correct.
There's a big budget, one of the biggest budget, 552.9 billion Guyana dollars, right? Hope it is being used properly, especially for infrastructure, right? Listen, enough is enough, right? This present administration got to put that money out there for the people. It's our money. It's the people's money across the regions, right? Across Guyana.
Correct.
They're concentrating on building a connection, which is very good for Suriname, building a bridge there, which is very good, excellent. This was one of our past Minister of Infrastructure, baby. He put that in place, the new Demerara Bridge, Mr. David Patterson, right? There are a lot of things that Mr. David Patterson in the Ministry of Infrastructure, had in place. And this present administration went there and pick up from it and complete it, right? The credit really should go to Mr. David Patterson also.
Exactly.
He's the initial person who started all these things. And there's a lot more that he started, and it's coming to pass. He's a very good minister that we had. And I do hope that we come back again and he become the Minister of Infrastructure again. because we need people who could do things, not people who would be all talk and talk and talk. And like going back to the 52 years we have here, what we did in 3.5 years was excellent, Mr. Dinesh. I would say that we did quite a lot. Infrastructure, with security, Minister of Security, Mr. Kemraj, he did it all with the piracy at sea. Look, now we have a tragic situation. 3 fishermen are missing, right? Well, I hope they send out their coast guards and things like that and go behind this tragedy and solve it. Know where these people are. The boat capsized, a trawler boat, right? We need to get behind things, grab the bull by its horn, let things happen.
Correct.
We cannot wait, let something happen and then look at the road, the road I'm talking about. We need to get things done. Look at Blackbush Road. You said you went there the other day. I went in there the other day. From the Tree Bridge going back, you cannot go anywhere. A small car, a small sedan car cannot go anywhere. You need a tractor or some kind of high-rise vehicle to go in there. We got to correct these things. It's too much a customer practice given the same contractors who are doing bad jobs. Talking
Exactly.
about that, I see the Lancaster trench that was dug up the other day. I want to go and find out who is that contractor. He did a very wonderful job from the starting to, I think he's far away, he or she, who got that job. They're doing very good with it, right? And I don't think that person is thinking about politics and doing these things. He's thinking as a nationalist and doing what he have to do. And I want to thank him for her who's doing that, right? Mr. Dinesh, you as a member of parliament, and I know you're very aggressive. My viewers out there, when you see people like Mr. Dinesh, who is on the opposition bench, and he's very aggressive, you have to have an aggressive opposition. If not, the government of the day will walk all over us. We have to be strong. Like I sit on the opposition bench in the RDC, and I'm very strong. I'm there to represent the people without fear or favor. And we need all the support. Like Mr. Dinesh was saying, it needs a whole nation to raise a child, right? You not take one person or mother and fathers alone.
Exactly.
Look, men might retire, right? But a mother, a female, continue working for no wages, a housewife, a domestic engineer, I will call them. They continue working. They don't stop working and retire after 55 and leave their household alone. They still clean and cook and do everything, right? Our men are lucky to retire and just relax and sit in front of a TV or sit in the sofa or sit in a hammock and fall asleep. But our ladies got to be very well treated out there. Okay, Mr. Dinesh?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Basil. And I know that we approaching program time. So,
Yeah,
brothers and sisters, I want to say to all of us, we have come a far way. 23rd of February 1970, we gained Republican status. And there are a lot of things being said, but I want to spend the next 4 minutes to say to you of some of the things that we had. And we know who destroyed them and continue to destroy them. And we are hoping that this new oil fund that we have, oil resources that we have, will try to reestablish some state-owned entity and agencies that will provide proper job for our brothers and sisters in this country. And I must say that we need to reflect back that we had in this country Demba, Demerara Bauxite Company, 1971, Reynolds Metal in Kokwani, 1973, Booker's, 1975, Sandbach Parker Limited, 1974. We had Guyana National Cooperative Bank. Those older folks will know that. GNCB, right? 1969, NIS, a scheme that was designed and introduced to us, to the Guyanese population, by Forbes Burnham. Sherry Jagan carried the longest strike against that NIS. Today, NIS money, most of it was used to build Burbage Bridge. So people need to know these facts. People need to know these facts so that we can be able to reflect that while you sit on your TV and your program and criticize the PNC and APNU and AFC, there are individuals who have done so much for this country, right? Today, everybody enjoying NIS. When we look at the Mahaika Maikonia Bari scheme, MMA, who fixed that? Who put that into to existence? Infrastructure work. A lot of things being said about Patterson, David Patterson. And let me tell you, buddy, that guy did some tremendous work. When you go up the bank from Islington to Lighttown, and you see the quality of bridges and the quality of road that is done in right here in Berbice, then you say credit credits to David Patterson. I want to say Patterson learned this way back because he's a qualified guy. He's very bright. Who was responsible for the Susdai Clinton Highway? The PNC. East Demerara West Berbice Highway? The PNC.
Yep.
East Berbice Quarantine Highway? The PNC. West Demerara? The PNC. Come on, the PPP. You have money now. Let's build a parallel road. Quarantine Highway from Palmyra, from Amsterdam to Molson Creek. Let's put another road side it. Don't recap that one and try to spend 8 billion on that. Take 50 billion and build a new one so that we have two access road, you know? And then you can talk, say, yes, you are building a road. Bridges, Demerara Harbor Bridge. Who built this with who money? The cost to travel a bridge is pittance. Let's say about $200 to cross the bridge. That was built with Guyanese money. Berbice Bridge built with poor people money, and we are paid 1900 to cross it. We got to look at history. Who built Kanji Bridge? Viewers, ask these questions. Ask these questions. Mackenzie Wisma Bridge. You know, these are things that we need to look at. We had the Turani and Malani and other steamers. You know, we need to go back to our history. The most important part for me is education. Who gave free education to this country? And that came after we achieved Republican status. Turkine Campus, Siripata College of Education, National Cultural Center, National School of Dance, Borough School of Arts. Who was responsible for the multilaterals? All the regions. Community High School, primary school, the curriculum development was changed from the time we gained Republican status. Who was responsible for the Guyana Festival of Arts? Guy Festa. Harvey Festa, 1972, who was a major player in CARICOM, the formation of CARICOM. So when people talk about we have not done anything as a nation, we have done tremendous amount of work. What happens now is that what we will do from now with these new resources. And Mr. Basdeo, it is very important that the people take and hold the government responsible and accountable for our money. This is not your money and my money and PPP and AFNU and AFC money. This is the Guyanese people money. The PPP is the government there holding the purse for the time. Use the money wisely. Spend the money so that the people standard of living, their way of life will be lifted, and we can be able to hold our head high and say we are a producing nation. Mr. Basdev, your closing remarks.
Yes, Mr. Dinesh, it's a pleasure to be here. To you wonderful listeners out there, I know I was stressing a lot on the youths, and I will close with saying the youths and whoever watching this show, talk to the youths out there. Discipline them. Tell them what's in the future for them, right? Don't let them go. All these youths out there, the men out there, I belong to the Men's Empowerment Forum, and you could reach me there, you know, at a number that it's published. You know, it's 608-0808, right? I urge you, call me if you have any shortcomings, and I could make arrangement. We were giving out through our Men's Empowerment Forum. We were giving out some hampers in Amsterdam. We plan to do it across the country, especially for men who are abused and men who are mother and father too, because, you know, some of them are single fathers looking after their household and things like that. I urge you, you neighbors and friends and family, Look out for the future. Our youths are the future. We have not aged and we are put aside. We are here to do something for the coming generation, right? Guyana is a rich place. The world is watching Guyana. We are going to have migrants here coming back to Guyana pretty soon. Pretty soon it's going to happen. People don't going to be enjoying the kind of lifestyle that us Guyanese going to enjoy, right? Overseas is something, yes, it's high technology and everything else with infrastructure at its best. But people are punishing all over the world. Don't think that Guyanese alone are punishing, Mr. Dinesh. We got to get out there and make sure our future generation are taken care of. Help them. Help our abused women out there. Put them into the right direction to go and make their complaints and let their concerns being heard. My wonderful people out there, it's a pleasure to be here. I know it's station time. I thank you once again to be here and have a very, very happy 52nd Republic anniversary. Let's celebrate together as one people, one nation, one destiny. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Basdeo. And remember, the name of our country is not Guyana. It's the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. So we must, hold our country name with honor and respect. Let us try to be patriotic. Let us hold those individuals accountable when they want to mess up with our funds and our money and our future. Hold them responsible, and then we will be able to live up as one people, one nation, one destiny. So tonight, thank you very much, Mr. Basdeo. And I must say, credits must be given to this big guy who was the leader for the country 23rd of February 1970 for making it possible for us to have infrastructure work that people can't trouble, multilaterals, facilities, so much we had. Please, leaders, follow and let us have infrastructure. Let us have the facilities that we can call ourselves one people, one nation, one destiny. Thank you very much, viewers. Enjoy the evening. Celebrate tomorrow. God bless us all. God bless Guyana. Thank you.
This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not a before time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not a before time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not a before time. Long time got them lang loji, now you got them bongolo. Long time got them lang loji, now you got them bongolo. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not a before time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not a before time. Long time got them dirty down, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty down, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty down, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty down, now you got them concrete road. This ain't a